Are you ready to try your hand at placing your very first stock trade? Then check out our free guide, 10 Steps to Choosing Your First Stock to Trade, the Ultimate Beginner's Guide. In this free download, you'll learn how to choose the right kinds of stocks and how to find them, know when to buy your stocks and when to sell them, and you'll learn how to take your very first steps to becoming a stock trader and much more. Grab your free guide now by going to TRADEway.com/guide. That's TRADEway.com/guide. Hey guys, I'm David Mitchell, founder and CEO of TRADEway. What if God himself gave you a blueprint for how to handle your money? Well, the Bible is a practical book. Let's dive in and see what it has to say about wealth, about risk, about leverage, and about investing, and uncover how trading in the stock market can be a powerful tool for moving towards your biggest goals. We're so happy you're here. This is The Word on Investing. Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. Well, I think it might be appropriate to talk about what in the world should we do when we see a recession coming. Now, this is March of 2023, in case you're listening to this out there in the future, but this will apply because about every 4 to 8 years, we have a big bear market, and sometimes those turn into recessions. And so let's talk about that a little bit. And this is going to be really practical. The first thing I would do, I would go out and get a few $1,000s and stick them under the mattress. And I don't mean literally stick them under the mattress, put them in a safe at home or put them in a safe place, but have some paper money handy just to go down to Walmart and buy food and so forth. You'd be surprised nowadays. I think everybody saw this during COVID, that things can disappear from the shelves. And if you've got cash and your bank were to shut down for a day or two or a week, or shut down permanently, at least you'd have cash to go buy food and things that you absolutely have to have. So I'm not kidding about that. I would get a few $1,000s, stick them in a Ziploc where they're safe and airtight, and put them in a safe place in your home until after the recession. Then you can stick it back in the bank if you didn't use it. That's the first thing. Second thing, make sure that your funds are in banks that are, quote, too big to fail. Now, if you don't know what that means, Google it. Because the whole financial world, any information on that's out there, you'll find it and read about it if you don't already know what that means. I'm not going to take time in the show to explain what that means right now. Well, yeah, you know what? I'm going to say something about it because it makes me angry a little bit. But our government bails out banks that they consider to be so big that if they fail, it would affect the entire economy of the world. The problem with doing things like that is you teach people that they can run a business, in a bad way, maybe a dishonest way. They can get sloppy with their management and not get punished for it. We call that moral hazard. And so that creates moral hazard. And another thing it does is it causes people to pull their money out of regional banks that may be fantastic and small banks in little towns around that may be strong. And they pull that money out and put it in these huge banks. And so eventually, all you're going to have is huge banks. And maybe that's the government's goal. I don't know, but it makes me angry. They should not be doing this, but they are doing it. And you and I are not going to change it. So guess what we need to do? The same thing everybody's doing, and that's the problem they're creating, is that, we need to move our funds from these small little banks to a big bank that's too big to fail. So look them up. You can get a list of them. You can just do it temporarily till after the recession, and you can put it back in your favorite regional or small bank. The third thing is you can go out to TRADEway.com and get started on your education of how to deal with investing, because you need to learn the right way to trade. I'm not talking about penny stocks. I'm not talking about day trading. I'm not talking about crypto. I'm not talking about stuff that's out there that could be dangerous. I'm talking about trading and investing the right way, getting the math on your side like the big boys on Wall Street do it. And you can learn that. We have all kinds of educational material, both online, and now we're starting to do live courses again, which had to stop, of course, for COVID, but now we're starting those up again. In fact, we've got a live meeting coming up soon, and we got the same material online. So however you choose to do it is great. But what it's going to teach you to do is the right way to trade. And what's cool about it, we have these courses, we call them Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, Step 4. Each of them are like a 2-day event. And it's really amazing because in 4 2-day events, you can compress time so much that you can basically learn what it took me 40 years to learn to do. You can learn to do those in 4 2-day meetings. But by the time you get to step 2 and finish it, you'll know how to do options. And one of the types of stock options that you learn how to do is called a put. And a put option gives you the potential to make money when the stock is going down. Now think about that. If you're in a recession and all of the stocks, practically all the stocks, are moving down because the whole market is tanking, if you knew how to make money when the market's going down, you'd be in good shape. You would have the potential to make some cash flow while everyone else is frightened to death. I mean, you eventually get where you drive by a car place and you think they'll never sell another new car. That's not true, but it'll just feel like that in a recession. So if you could use put options to create cash flow when stocks are moving down, that would be a huge skill set for your family. There are also things called inverse ETFs that allow you to make money when the ETF is moving down rather than up. For example, if you wanted to buy the S&P, but the S&P is going down, instead of buying the S&P, just buy SH. That's the ticker symbol. SH will make money when the S&P is moving down if you invest in SH. PSQ is one that will make money when the NASDAQ is moving down. And SDOW is one that does that for the Dow. It's an inverse for the Dow. So when any of those indices are moving down, SH, PSQ, or SDOW can make money, but you need to get to step 1 or step 2 or some training out there at TRADEway.com to learn the proper skill sets for how to do that, to know how to identify proper entry and exit points, to draw your support and resistance lines, to see patterns and things like that. You need that basic skill set, but once you have that, SH, PSQ, and SDOW can really help your family during a recession. Buying puts in all these stocks that are going to be moving down, it's even better. So you need to get at least through step 2 out there, but you can figure out how to do that by just looking at the website at TRADEway.com. The next thing I would say is don't go out and buy a lot of real estate or any real estate right now. You may be thinking about getting that first new house, and now's not the time to buy it if you're starting into a recession. And it just, if you don't know a lot about finance, you don't really realize how important it is to not buy something at the top of a bubble. But everything in life makes cycles, and real estate makes huge cycles. They can be 20-year cycles. So if you buy at the top, at the high point of a real estate cycle, it could be 20 years before you could even get your money back if you needed to sell that house. So just wait 9 months to a year and a half, and everything will tank, including the real estate, and everything will be at a great price. And that's just how these recessions work. So just put it off and buy it at the end of the recession, not right when you see one coming. Please, I know it might mess up your life plans temporarily, but just rent property for a couple of more years. Let that thing tank all the way to the bottom, and you can buy way more house with the same money. And then you'll be in at the right part of the cycle. And then when the thing cycles up, you have the potential to make great profit if you decide to sell the house. And then sort of to tie this whole thing up, I would just say this: don't panic. If you get out to TRADEway.com and you start to get some skill sets, it's really amazing, but our students around the country do not think like their neighbors do when it comes to recessions, because your neighbor sits there and thinks, oh my goodness, this is terrible. Everything is going down. It's the end of the world, And yet when you have these skill sets, you don't ever think of, let's say, a down market, a downtrending market. You don't think of that as a bad market. It's just a down market. And then you have uptrending markets. It's just that you have the skill sets to have potential to make money when it's going down and when it's going up. So both are good, right? It's not like one is bad and the other is good. You just need the skill set for how do you make money when the market's going down. And once you have those skill sets, you see it as an opportunity. You don't freak out. You're not panicking like the whole rest of the world. You actually see it as an opportunity. The truth is, once you learn how to do put options from step 2, you will find that with puts, you actually have potential to make money faster and to make more of it faster, because puts happen faster. When stocks decide to go down, they just tank. And when you're doing the normal up place, like everybody in the world thinks they know how to do, then, it takes maybe a couple, 3 weeks for that stock to move up where you need it to make your money. But with a put, it can just go boom, boom, boom. And in 3 days, it's all the way down to where you want to sell it and make your money. So it happens faster, and it makes the same money as if the stock was going up, maybe even a little better, because not everybody in the world knows how to do it. And so you have an edge on the marketplace, and you don't have to sit around the house and panic and think okay, what happens if I lose my job? Because you know how to let your money make money also. And I'm not saying go out and quit your job, because your job can create some extra cash every month or every 2 weeks to throw into your trading account. That's a good thing. But eventually you could. We have maybe 10% of our clients around the country that all they do for a living now is they trade. They didn't know how to do it at all when they came to TRADEway. And now they trade for a living. The other 90% are like me. I mean, I own 3 companies and pastor a church, so I can't trade full time. I trade part time. And that's what most of our clients do. So it gives you so much flexibility. But the main thing is it takes away all the panic when times like this come upon us, because you always have potential to make money somehow when you know how to make money on the way down too. So think about that, be encouraged by it, and go out to TRADEway.com and check out all those educational opportunities. Well, guys, I enjoyed it. I know this was a little bit of a short show today, but it's a powerful show. So go back over it, review it, make some notes. And by the way, thanks for being with us today. And if you enjoyed this show, hey, please rate and review it. That way people that kind of think like we do can find it, and maybe will be a benefit to them as well. Have a great day.